Hello friends, welcome to my new vlog. I thought today I'd talk a little bit about hotels and hospitality and travel because my job seems to have involved a lot of me staying in hotels recently. So I thought I'd talk a bit about that and also show you some of the ways that I try to have a little bit of diversion when I'm staying over in a hotel, some simple things that I can try. Um, so yeah, when it comes to hotels, I have never stayed in let me sit down. That's better, yes. I've never stayed in like a luxury hotel. It's just not the kind of thing that my family either sort of budgeted for or really had the money for. I mean, they also wouldn't have thought it was important. Although I think they would have obviously loved it if they were super rich people, but they weren't. And so we would tend to go to places that were just clean, simple, like 2 star. My dad went to the University of St Andrews, and so sometimes we would go on holiday to St Andrews, and we could stay in John Burnet Hall, which is a student hall of residence, but a very nice hall of residence. And we would have holidays there, which was just lovely. St Andrews is just beautiful. I would say probably the only kind of bougie hotel I've ever stayed in was the Jane Hotel in New York. And I'll try and drop in some pictures from the Jane Hotel. It's in the meatpacking district of New York, well, the former meatpacking district. And it's a hotel which is now very, very chic. I think the tagline is for a day or a lifetime. And it used to be quite a rough place because I think merchant seamen who came into New York, into port, could stay there quite cheaply. And the room I was in, typical of Manhattan, was tiny. And they had a bunk bed in it, which took up most of the room, and a little stand for like your drinks and things, your kettle. And that was kind of it. There was no bathroom. And so basically I dumped all my stuff on the lower bunk and I slept in the top bunk. But I wasn't in Manhattan or, wherever, the village. Oh, it was just near Greenwich Village. I wasn't there to sit in a hotel room. Obviously, I wanted to be out and about all day. So the Jane Hotel was just lovely. And another slightly eerie thing about the Jane was it when people came in from the Titanic, those who had survived, some of them came and stayed at the Jane Hotel when they reached New York eventually. And they also held a service for the Titanic survivors in the drawing room of the Jane. And they had a plaque up in that room, which I'll also try and put a picture in, commemorating the dead and giving thanks for the survival of those who did survive, those very, very few people that did survive. So yeah, that's probably the fanciest hotel I've stayed in. Gone past really elegant hotels, obviously. I love the Carlton in Cannes, but the idea of me staying there is like, well, maybe one day, but it's unlikely. So now maybe let me quickly show you my trip to Cardiff, a little bit of that hotel and what I saw in Cardiff. I'd never been to Cardiff before, so that was just really lovely. And so here is that little bit of film now. Hello friends, I'm here at another Travelodge, but I'm in Wales. I'm in Cardiff today. It's actually a really nice room. I'll turn around and show you. So I think this is a family room. In fact, it is. Look, there's 2 little children's beds too. And I'm in Cardiff, and it's at a place called the Red Dragon Centre. And then there's this interesting building on the other side with like kind of like waves and a car park. Yes, Travelodge, you've got some sort of green down there. So that's nice. The man in reception says they're very, very busy. Okay. I've got Leon Super Bowl tonight, which is, I think, falafel. Let's open it. So I've got the Leon Super Bowl tonight. It's the falafel salad. And I have, there's one dressing they give you with it, which I don't know what it is. And they've got also Leon aioli garlic dressing as well. So I feel a bit healthier having a salad because I feel I've been eating quite a lot of sugar lately and this looks nice and healthy. So here we are. And I've never stayed in Wales before. No, I've come to Wales to get the ferry over to Dublin, but I've not been in Wales for any time. In fact, I've not spent the night in Wales. So this is a first. That's cool. The man in reception was very nice. And, oh gosh, I've got no makeup on, but still, oh well. I'm in Wales. That's good. I will see you tomorrow. I'll just say one more thing. My top is really quite pretty. It's got lots of sparklies on it. Let's look in the mirror. Yeah, my top looks quite glittery. Yeah, I like that. Okay, if you can't be on a beach, you can still wear a beach cover-up. It's a rather dramatic view from the Travelodge window, just onto a building site, basically. I guess they're maybe building some more flats or something. Okay. Every Travelodge is sort of a bit the same, but it's always nice and kind of comfortable. Wow. A real wonder wall. It's a rather pretty street in Cardiff. Yes. Okay. It's a little plaque. Architect 1949. Born in 1949. Died in 2009. James Otting. Inspiration to many. It's a nice tribute. Hello again, friends. I'm sorry, my eyes are smarting slightly. I think maybe I'm slightly starting a cold, or the air conditioning in here is, I suppose it's very efficient, but the noise is a bit annoying, and I think it's slightly irritating me. However, I am glad to be here. My ancestors, many of them were Irish, so it's always thrilling for me to come to Ireland. Once, as a child, I stopped off in Shannon Airport as a little girl. Yes, sorry for my fiddling around. Once when I was a little girl, I stayed in Shannon Airport in Ireland. On the way to America, our plane stopped in Shannon and we had to change planes, I think, or take on more passengers. And that was kind of thrilling because it was the first time I'd ever even remotely been on Irish soil. And then I came to Dublin a few years ago for a night to do a job, no, 2 nights. And that was amazing too. I mean, I didn't see any of Dublin, but still, many of my ancestors are Irish, and some of my family are doing the family tree, and we're finding out where we came from. So it means a lot to come to Ireland, and many people still think I'm Irish. When I talk, they think I'm an Irish woman. So, I mean, you know, genetically, I guess I really am. So, although today all I saw was the port and, you know, a little bit of the roads as we drove up to this hotel, yes, it's very special to be in Ireland, and I will have work tomorrow, and maybe now I'll put in a little bit of that footage of the journey over on the ferry, which was, you know, it was nice, and yeah, as special to me because I'm coming to Ireland, the land of my ancestors. So I'm on the Stena ferry and I've got this lovely lemon and passion fruit cake and of course a cup of tea. It's been quite a long day, but we are going to be pulling out of the Holyhead dock soon, so I feel I deserve a treat. Yums. So I'm on the Stena ferry and we're now crossing over to Dublin. It's rather cloudy. It's a lot colder today than it was recently this week. I think autumn is definitely coming in. And I enjoyed my cake and I'm gonna have a look at duty free. The Chanel Cristal is what I would buy if I was in the market for something. but I'm not. I'll have a look at the toys. Celtic Tree of Life. Okay. Oh, these are cute. Little cow and lucky Irish sheep. That's nice. Some more Irish fridge magnets. I actually wanted a Welsh one because I've come from Wales. I've already got the Irish ones. But no such luck, I'm afraid. They don't do any Welsh ones here. More little sheep. That's cute. Well, friends, I've come out onto the deck where you're allowed to sort of be outside in the ship, and it looks pretty smooth. We're going quite fast. It's yeah, that's really all you can see. I mean, it's not very beautiful. I wonder if you come over this way on a really beautiful sunny day, which today is not, is it kind of a bit more magical? I once came over to Dublin in October and it really was scary. The wind was so strong. Today, it's okay. But as I say, it's just not terribly inviting to sit here. I think I'm going to go back in again. I find the displays in these cabinets a bit random. I guess that's 4-leaf clovers on the cup. And these little sort of folk art things. They're sweet, and then there's a glass bottle, and okay. Really, these are sort of typical Irish crafts. But yeah, it's just a wee bit random. Oh dear, someone's not happy. Almost at Ireland, almost at Dublin port. Hello, Ireland. That's the port. We're here. Well, friends, today, as you can see, well, maybe you can't see, it is not a Travelodge. I am actually at a Premier Inn. And it is, you know, I like Travelodge well enough, but Premier Inn is kind of pretty. The colours are very subtle, and that little cushion on the chair is very nice. And then the curtains are rather elegant, and you know, everything's just a bit more plush than at Travelodge. And there's the TV, and then there's the artwork for Premier Inn. I think I've seen this painting before. I think they have a generic painting too. But I mean, the bed looks very nice. It's got no sash. Apparently Travelodge never washed their sash. The headboard looks nice. I'll have a look in the bathroom. So yes, it looks a very nice bath. It does look more new than a Travelodge bath, but yeah. And then there's Bayliss and Harding soap, and yeah, a little bin. It's all very nice. I'm feeling very tired and not crazy about catching myself in the mirror. Now I'd show you some of the hobbies that I try and do to amuse myself when I'm away. It always changes because, you know, I'm sometimes getting odd little gifts and things that I can have a go at and try, and then there's some hobbies I've had for a long time. So I'll just set up my camera now and sort of show you what I'm doing. Okay, so little fun thing one. I have this, it's a Playmobil blind bag. I was given these recently when I was on a job. And so I thought my nephews and niece love Lego, which I think is Lego, isn't it? So I thought I'd try tonight to make up this little figure, and we'll see which one it is, which one I've got. And then, yeah, when I get home, I might put it in my fairy shed as a remembrance of this. Okay, I'm going to open up the bag and see what there is. Hi again, friends. Well, I think I seem to have, these are the choice of the little ladies that you can get, and I think I've got the lady with the guitar who's like there, the black lady. So that's gorgeous. I will now do my best to put together the pieces, and here are my pieces. I'll try and set up my phone so you can see something of what I'm doing, and then hopefully I will end up with a little cute figurine, so that's nice. Okay, try and set up my little selfie stick, Lord help us. Okay friends, here are all my little bits, and I do hope that you can see them all. Obviously that's like the body, so I'm assuming that maybe this little piece clips in there. Does it go in? Maybe it goes like that. Is it? We'll try that. And then maybe the legs go in like this. Or maybe I should do the legs first. Oops. Maybe the legs should go in like that. Okay. Okay. All right. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That feels pretty secure. Okay. And then I'll try and put this in like that. Nope. Okay. No. That can't be right. No. No, surely that's the front. Ah, I'm right. That was the front. Oh guys, I'm sorry, I'm not very good at keeping this in focus. Okay, right. So then, this looks like a little waistcoat. Looks like it goes on there. Yeah. And then I have one little arm. Does it go in like this? Okay. Okay. No, it must go on like that first, surely. Okay. Oh dear. Stop for a minute. Sorry friends, I'm finding this harder than I thought. So here's like little head, must go in there surely. Ooh, it's not clunking in though, really. Let's try and have a look here at the picture of my lady. She's right at the front here of the, yeah, that's her. Okay, right, well, so this must be her here. But how does it fit on? Okay. You know, I thought these things were very, very simple. They're actually much more difficult than they seem to be. Okay, I'll come back to you in a minute, but I'm really having trouble. Okay. Okay, friends, well, it's more complicated than it seems. Like, I managed to put the lady together this much, but I think there's a knack to sort of clicking the bits together, which I just haven't really got so far. So I'll switch off again, and I will try to finish the rest, finding it very difficult to put in the arms, but I'll keep going. Okay, here's one thing I think I've got right. I think these are earphones, and I think that they slide down here like this. Or maybe it's the other way around, but that feels right. Yeah, that's looking right. Okay. They're headphones or they're earrings or something. And then maybe the head goes on top of those. Okay. Okay, right. Try and fit that on. Wait, I'll come back to you in a second. Well, friends, I've had no luck putting on the hair yet, but I do think that these are little bracelets and they're going on the wrists. So I have got that, I think. Oh, yeah, that definitely looks right. Okay, so this is the little guitar. Okay. Okay. Ooh, click it in, click it in. Oh wow. It's a good thing I'm not getting paid by the hour for making these things. Okay. Okay, I'll come back to you in a second. Here we are. I've managed to put the guitar together. That's really cute. Now all that remains is twisting in the arms and the head, and the hair rather. And then I should have a really cute little figure. Okay. Okay. Oh, with this Playmobil stuff, you keep thinking that you've kind of got it, you've clicked it into place, and then it doesn't quite work. Oh dear. Okay. I'll come back in 1 second. Hi friends, I'm feeling such an idiot here. Okay, I've had to take off the little sort of tunic and I think put the arms on then. And now I will have to try to... Oh. But look, I don't think they're gonna go in. That's not gonna go over that. Oh wow. I think I must have been right first time. Okay. Okay, I'll have another think. Okay friends, what I discovered was that you have to put the little arms into the sort of jacket and then you can push this up here. And that seems to fit in. Oh, it fit in a minute ago. Okay, that seems to have clicked together properly. Okay, so here we are. And here's the lady's little guitar. And here's her little head. And her earrings or headphones. I'm not quite sure what they are, but they're very cool. Oh no. And now I'm trying to sort of get her head together. Does it sort of... I feel sure it must sort of clunk on like this. Surely. What's happened? Okay. Let's just try and put the jacket on. Oh no, hang on. Oh, I'm gonna have to start again. Oh, this is awful. Okay, I have my little lady now. I had to take the bits apart again and put the jacket on to make it, I guess, into a little black leather jacket. But she's like the headless horseman at the moment. I will now have another go at putting together the head and the earrings, and hopefully I will end up with my little lady. Okay, sorry little lady. Well, look friends, I cannot actually get this lady's hair on properly. Her afro hair is not, it's just sitting on top. Oh dear. Okay. My nephews will have to help me with that. I'm determined to have her in my fairy shed because she's so cute. But most of it worked, but I found with this Playmobil, you have to just keep going over and over until you've clicked all the bits together. So she'll have to come home and be finished by my nephews. Okay. Hi friends, well that was very informative. I can see why children do mobile things because it does increase your dexterity and your thinking and your rationalizing, putting together the little pieces. So it's good. Okay, on to my next hobby. Right. Okay friends, here is my next little activity. It's kinetic sand. I have sometimes used this when I've worked as a teaching assistant and it's very soothing, and I think from what I remember you just rub the sand in between your fingers and it's kind of relaxing. So I'll open up the packet and see how it looks and show you how it looks. Okay, so the kinetic sand, basically when you take it out of the packet, it looks like a big melting ice cream. And then if I take the top off, oh, it came off a minute ago. This is not my day. Okay, that's the top off again. And I'll take a bit of the sand. Yes, it just feels kind of soothing. I think if you just you sort of sit and just, you can have this in your fingers while you're watching TV, or sorry for the bin there. Like if you're watching telly, or I don't know, maybe if you are listening to music, you can just feel this Feel this sand in your fingers, and it just feels rather nice. I don't think I would actually make something with it. Let me try and smell it. Oh, yeah, it smells very orangey, which matches the colour obviously, so I suppose that's just meant to be like another enjoyable aspect of it for children. It's got more sensory kind of enjoyment. Let's have another go. Yeah, okay. I like this. I might put on a movie later. I was given this and it's actually very soothing. Okay. I think that's a good one to have in my bag of tricks. That was cute. Okay. Ugh. Why does nothing just click into place when I want it to? But here, I've managed to stand up my little mobile figurine, and although the hair is not on properly, she is really cute. So I'm really pleased. Quite a learning journey though. Okay, let's look at my next hobby. Okay friends, well my next hobby is just very unremarkable sort of knitting. I'm someone who sometimes just really loves knitting and has kind of bursts of knitting. I've made so many scarves. I mean, I don't need any more scarves. But what I'm actually knitting here is like a little drawstring bag. Eventually this long piece will, let me fold it and show you. Yes, this long bit of knitted material will just be kind of folded in half. It's not long enough yet, but I will sort of hem over the edge sort of to make a little sort of a bit like that, and then I'll put a ribbon through that hole and be able to draw it shut like a little shoe bag. I don't know if I'll finish one in time for the end of this vlog, but I find that knitting little bags like that, or pouches, or even bunting, like I have some bunting in my fairy shed, when you don't need more scarves or jumpers, which I really don't, knitting little things like that is quite sweet, and you know, it is something that you can have a use for. So I'll put the camera down now and I'll show you a little bit of my knitting, which is very soothing and it's a nice thing to do in a hotel. Okay. Okay, so here, with this little bit of knitting, I'm doing purl on this side, which is one knitting stitch, and then I'm doing plain on the other. So let me try and do some purl stitches on the camera. So you put your needle in there like that, loop it round like this, and draw it through like that. And that's one sort of purled stitch. Oops, let's get it all in there. And another one, just draw it through like that. And another one like this. I'm really sorry for the sound of that fan. It's so noisy at air conditioning. And you know, it's really been getting cold today. As I think you might have seen in my footage, it's like the leaves are really turning, and autumn is on the way. So I suppose in a sense knitting is sort of appropriate. I have not knitted, I think, since I've been in my new house. I knitted quite a lot last Christmas when I was waiting to move into my house. I was staying with my neighbour, and in the evenings we would both sit and do bits of knitting, and it's very soothing. But you know, yeah, I've not had time, but I can get into it, and I'm sure I can finish this and a couple of other little bags and things in time for Christmas. It's really nice if you're someone like me who loves Christmas decorations and stuff. It's just nice even to make little bags to put like Christmas tree decorations in, and instead of just having all the plastic bags and the bits of tissue paper and stuff, it's nice to have a little bag to put that in. So anyway, I won't go on and on about that, but knitting is a nice hobby, and I think nowadays, happily, lots of men enjoy knitting as well. When I was a little girl, like, there was this male knitter, let me turn around, Yes, when I was a little girl, there was this famous male knitter called Cafe Facet, and he would design patterns and bring out lots of books. I think that was in the 1980s. But he was, he had a great name, Cafe Facet, and I think he was really at that time the only kind of famous guy who was doing knitting, and he obviously became very, very successful at it. I don't know what happened to him. I'll maybe try and look that up. Nowadays, I think lots of men knit. Like I think Tom Daly, the diver, he knits, and yeah, I mean it's a very soothing hobby, and at the end of it, you've got something useful, and something nice that you can use. So I'll do a few more rows of my knitting and come back to talk to you again. Okay. Hello again, friends. Well, I'm getting a bit tired now, but I will tell you one more sort of thing about hotels and me. Funnily enough, if the most bougie hotel I stayed in was in New York, one of the least sort of bougie hotels I've stayed in, bizarrely enough, was in Beverly Hills. There's this hotel in Beverly Hills called the Del Flores, and it's a bit of a curiosity. I mean, I think it was built in like the 1930s, and it's a nice building, and inside you really have a feeling of old Hollywood. And apparently in its heyday, some quite famous people stayed there, though I don't exactly know who it was. Again, I'll try and pop in some pictures of the Del Flores. But it was just really, it was a very inexpensive hotel, but right off Rodeo Drive, which is really bizarre. So, I mean, I'm grateful because I could stay there and I was able to have a look around Beverly Hills, and that was amazing. But yeah, it was kind of a bit kind of yucky. The keys were very, very flimsy. And I think the police actually came and busted out this guy in the room next to me in the middle of the night because a homeless man had broken into the room next door to mine and just gone to sleep. I mean, he wasn't hurting anybody, but it was just like a movie with the police going, "Freeze, put your hands above your head, come out slowly." And then they had a conversation to reflect that he was a bit special, but you actually heard them drawing their guns. It was like being on television. I honestly couldn't believe it. Oh, yeah. So I'm grateful to the Del Flores because I got to stay in Beverly Hills, but it was a bit of a dive. But everything, you try everything once. Um, I love Beverly Hills, of course. It was great. Took lots of great pictures. Okay. Well, friends, I'll put in some more footage. There's always something a bit slightly eerie about a hotel corridor. But I like this purple of the Premier Inn. It's really nice. Turn around. Yeah, it's a pretty colour. Very nice. Okay. Hello again, friends. Yes, I'm a bit tired now, so I think maybe I'll just go to bed and do something very simple and watch some YouTube. And then working tomorrow, I will try and film a bit tomorrow and come back to you in the evening. Yeah, I think I said this already, but I did buy some things in Sostran Green, that shop in Cardiff, which I'll show you at the end of the film. And also, I did buy a few things on the ferry, which I will show you at the end of the film. And you know what? I'll probably buy something tomorrow as well because Dublin's a good place to shop. So I shall see you tomorrow, and thank you for sticking with me this far. And yeah, happy hotels. Hello again, friends. Well, here's the view from my window at Travelodge. It's the next morning, obviously, and yeah, it looks like we're in a kind of a park of really big box shops here. So cool. I've still got quite a while before I have to go to work, so I slept very well. I must say that the Premier Inn bed is super, as promised by Sir Lenny Henry. And yeah, when I get back from work tonight, I will show you a little bit more things that I've been interested in doing. Okay. Hello, friends. Well, my work today is finished and I'm having a lovely poke bowl with falafel from a company called Chopped. It's called the Freshly Food Company. And then I have a peanut butter and sort of banana smoothie, which also looks wonderful. So I'm just going to have this and enjoy my dinner. Yay! pink magical toadstool. Oh, I love it. Hello friends, well, my work's finished, I'm back in my room. I've just noticed that there's like little sort of corner balconies in the rooms just in front of me, which looks quite sweet. I guess those are more expensive rooms. Anyway, my room is nice too. Okay, a little rest now, I think. Going home. My ferry breakfast. £10 exactly. Looks very yummy. Hello friends, yes, this is me, I'm back home. This is Kate in the future. I just thought I'd put in a little clip about visiting that town with the longest name in UK, because since I was a little girl, I've always heard of it. Periodically they would do pieces on television about it. And from what I could see, it looked like a cute little town, and I found out on the internet that apparently the name of the town was deliberately changed to make it a tourist attraction, and to get people just to come and see it and look at the sign. We did go past a sign, several signs saying the name, but I wasn't quick enough to have my phone out then. But it was very cute to go through it, and that's why I put it in. So now I'm going to put in a little bit of my journey, my next hotel of that week, and my journey to Norfolk. It's just a very short bit, and then at the end we'll just do the outro, and I'll show you the things that I bought and a few final thoughts. Hello friends, well, I'm in another Travelodge now in Norfolk, and it's hard to see actually because but the painting's a bit different. And no, it's a nice Travelodge. Lots of towels, no sash on the bed. Yeah, in the morning, although the room will be a bit messy, I'll try and take another picture and show you the view. Okay, good morning friends. Well, here is the view from my Travelodge at Achill, Great Yarmouth. Got the roof tiles in front of me, and just like there's a Marks and Spencer and a Starbucks over there. It's just a layover place, but I had a very peaceful night's sleep, and I think I'm going to go to Starbucks for some breakfast today, and then on to work, and on my way home tonight, and then this vlog should be going up tomorrow evening. So it's quite a cute chair we have here in my Travelodge. They are definitely changing the Travelodges a bit, I think. Yeah, it's a slightly different picture and the kind of red heart thing. It's peaceful though. I mean, I suppose what Travelodges and hotels remind you of is that it's the feeling of space and a feeling of lack of clutter that is so peaceful. And I'm quite a maximalist, so this is a good lesson for me. And in the next couple of weeks, I really want to get my house kind of done and finished off as much as I can do for the time being. And yeah, okay, I'll stop going on now, and it's time to go to work.
There's an administration office back that way, which I fear maybe where we should be going. Or
Did you see a sign for that?
It's a little stage. It's a semi-open air theatre. I always love being on a stage.
Yeah, it's a great venue. I love it.
Who's a lovely rabbit? Hello, hello. dollop. I think I'm getting the back of the head. Hello, darling. You look at me. Oh, you're gorgeous. You're a lovely rabbit, aren't you? You're very pretty. Oh, lovely. Wonder what I'm wishing for this year, this autumn. It's been a really good year. I don't know. Just maybe to get my house finished and get some more acting work. I think that would be wonderful. Okay. Hello, Cookie. You talking to Mummy? Maybe not. Well, hello again, friends. Thank you for sticking with me this far. It's been a very hotel-y summer for me, a hotel-y week. I feel this vlog's really it's not very interesting, but it is my true week. That is what I've been doing. And on my second night in Dublin, I was too exhausted to show you any more of my hobbies that I was going to show you. So anyway, I think you probably had enough. It was a very nice trip. Now I'll show you a few things that I bought on my travels, yeah, here we go. In Sostran Green in Cardiff, I've been in several Sostran Greens. That was that pretty shop with all the candles and stuff in it. I got 2 little chopping boards because I've got big chopping boards, but I thought these would be good for just a small item. So those were cute, and I also got 2 little china teaspoons, which I thought were a bit different. If I was organised enough to make matcha, perhaps I could use them to stir my matcha. But as it is, you can always use another few spoons. I really like Sostran Green. I feel like they're a more classy version of Tiger, which I also love. And they're also not too expensive. I mean, these chopping boards were, I think, like £1.50 each. So they're not hugely expensive. So that was good. Okay. In Dublin, in Dunn's department store, I do like Dunn's department store, I got these 3 autumn pumpkins, which are kind of autumny, Halloweeny. I just thought the colours were really kind of jewelly and rich and a little bit different from orange. I've got so many orange pumpkins, as you will eventually see when I do autumn decorating video. So I really thought those were gorgeous and a bit sort of enchanted fairy tale-ish. And again, they were not too expensive. I think they all came to about £12, which, you know, it's not nothing, but I thought they looked very, very pretty. When I was a little girl, this would have been very, very expensive, and only a few people would have been able to afford this kind of thing. Now, with mass production, probably it's from China, which is not, I don't really like, but you can have something like this and it's very, very pretty, and I will keep it for a long time. It won't go into landfill here. Okay, finally, on the ferry to Dublin in the duty-free shop, I remember I looked at the Cristal Chanel perfume, which I didn't buy any, but I love Chanel perfume, you know, that kind of thing's lovely. I did get a lip balm in duty-free. It's called Nuxe Rêve de Miel, which, I mean, it looks very nice. I don't know if it is a special thing, but I could use another lip balm, so I got that. That was very nice. And then I also, I'm afraid, I succumbed to getting a little tea bag holder with the Irish kind of a luck saying on it. So that was quite cute as well, but no fridge magnets. So friends, that was my hotel week. I do hope one day I get to stay in some very glamorous hotels, even if it's just very occasionally, because I think it would be an experience. It's always lovely to go outside of your own space, even to a very budget hotel, just to get a kind of break and a peace holiday. And also to have someone else make you some dinner. It's very nice. Yeah, a hotel should be a home away from home. I think maybe it would help me if I brought like a throw and a little pillow or something with me. I think sometimes my hotels are a bit clinical, but you know, everything you take with you, you have to carry. And, you know, there's that to think of as well. So, next week, I don't think I'll be staying in any hotels. You'll be glad to know. But lots of other things will be happening. And I hope you'll join me for my next vlog. So let me end with the Irish luck saying that I've got on my little teapot bag holder. So it says, wherever you go, whatever you do, may the luck of the Irish be there with you. And I hope you have a lucky and happy week. And thank you so much for watching my vlog. And please leave me a comment. Tell me what you liked and didn't like. It's not my best vlog, but it was a true vlog. That's what I've been doing this week. Okay, Goodbye, see you again soon.